in session, but we hadn't done anything.
Okay, we're live now. Do we have an agenda or
Yes, there
here's an
should be
agenda?
agenda.
Okay, sorry, I set it aside, I guess. Maybe it's under here. Okay, the first item is to approve the minutes from the previous meetings, which I know Max has not seen,
No, I have not seen them.
but we've looked them over.
Yeah, they look fine.
They're fine.
Okay,
Thank you.
we will accept the minutes as presented without any corrections or changes. Next item is certification. Jennifer?
Yes, so we have received no more Yokava ballots, and the mail's
Oh,
already
okay.
run for the courthouse, so we don't have anything to add from what we added yesterday. So I have several different documents for you. The first
Okay.
one is the state certification. So this is the one that we load onto the state's
Oh, yeah.
website, and it prints this abstract for you to sign. I always do it in triplicate, just so that the state has one, we have one, and the county clerk's office has one.
We can do them like this. We'll have to all three sign.
Do we all need to sign
do
all
you
three of
wanna-
them?
Need to all three, we can fill up the
Okay,
top
you
part,
fill that.
Yes,
All right.
but I'll need all three signatures. So this form, there is some confusion on this form. We upload everything to the Secretary of State's website, election night, and then for the final certification. However, this upload is not a actual like what we certify from. We certify from
Oh.
the results tapes,
Okay.
as does every county certifies from the results tapes. This is really just a convenience.
Gotcha.
Both for the voters who want to go onto the state site to see information, and a way for the state to combine all of the information. But when it comes to actual certification, it's from the tapes and not this upload. I know that there's been some talk about what this is
Oh,
exactly.
uh-huh.
With these.
You want them down there?
Yeah, the other two are over here, so let's just put them all together.
Okay. Good thing you got big clips.
I know.
Okay, state certification, done.
Okay, so this is the county certification. This is just the, what we print off of our computer, and then we add the place for the signatures. But once again, we've gone through and compared the results tapes to the actual results off of the computer.
Okay. I'm gonna let you do that.
And we don't retype any. We just put our header and footer
Oh,
at the
gotcha.
top
Yeah,
and bottom, so it's not retyping
good,
anything.
yeah. No room for error there.
Right. This next one is just the single certification for the Washington County special election.
Oh, okay.
And once again, I just simply pull the
Is
information.
this triplicate then?
Yes, it's in
Okay.
triplicate as well.
Yeah, you want to put it with it. Okay. There's a folder for those, Max.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So the next one is, and I provided a copy for each of you as well. It doesn't really require your signatures, but just for your review, is the ballot disposition report.
Oh, yeah.
This is the report that we're required to file with the State Board of Election Commissioners that shows the number of provisional ballots we had, both in-person voting and absentee voting, and also the number of absentee ballots that were rejected. And so we complete this report and make sure the numbers balance, and we've accounted for all of the numbers
And
represented.
the reasons.
And the reasons, so yes. So altogether, out of the 71,522 ballots were cast. 390 were rejected, and those would be in-person provisional and the absentee rejected.
Looks like about, just a little over 50% of people voted early.
Yeah,
And then we rejected about 10% of the absentee ballots.
that is correct, yes.
Isn't that about what we've had in the past, rejection rate for absentee
It
ballots?
is, and the rejections, what I saw on here, the biggest rejection reason was the failure to return an absentee voter statement was the highest number at 44. That number includes both those that failed to return a voter statement, but also just returned a blank voter statement to us as
yeah.
well. So
Okay.
that's the combination of those two numbers. The one number that I think is getting better in regards to absentee ballots is the rejection of the 29 provisionals. Those were the ones with no ID. So if we can just keep at that number, keep going down on that, letting.
And don't include a picture from your photo album.
Right,
Flip
right.
out of your newspaper.
I don't know, that might work if it had this person's name on it, I don't know. No, it wouldn't work.
Not according to the
No,
law.
not according to the law.
So,
All right,
but-
so you're gonna sign this and submit it to the SBEC.
This is
Yes.
our copy.
That's just your copy, just for your reference. So yes.
Okay.
All right.
Super. County offices.
So each of these, and you can divide these up
Let's do.
and then pass them back and forth. So there's a folder for the county elected offices, the justice of the peace, constables, and then all of the municipal offices each have a certificate. There are duplicates in here, so if you'll sign twice, because what I want to avoid is if someone loses their certificate, we actually have another
good.
original that we can replace that with, rather than calling a special meeting for the
Yeah.
commission to come in and sign a certificate. So I will let you just divide those
Okay.
up and sign and just keep them in their envelopes, please.
Okay.
Or their folders.
In their folders. Yeah.
Yes.
That is excellent pre-planning. Did you count how many signatures per person there are?
Well, you only allow
Well-
so many a day or something. Renee?
There's at least 101 sheets there,
Okay,
so times two, so
so
at least
times 2,
200
okay.
of those.
Oh, my goodness. The worst of it is you get to where you're not even paying attention to who is on the form.
We went through and proofed the
Okay,
forms
good.
and the names, the spelling of the names, the offices, and
Good.
everything before we printed,
Okay.
so.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. Don't compare mine, Tom. They won't match.
And don't skip any sheets.
And then for county elected officials and mayors, I think if they want to come, their swearing in is January the 3rd, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about that, and wondering when the swearing in would
Yeah.
be.
I believe it's January the 3rd. And Judge Zimmerman.
is gonna do the
We'll do
swearing
it
in?
again, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, take any one of those.
No. Have you gone through all those folders? Here,
That's what I was asking. Do you want me?
all the folders underneath?
Yes, ma'am.
Good heavens. Here, here's
I mean,
some more.
Just, that's all I have to sign.
Well, wait,
You better
just the
check
top
his
one?
work.
Huh?
You just signed the top, there was multiple ones underneath, they're all different.
You better check his
What do you
work.
mean?
Did you sign the other pages?
Oh, these?
Yeah.
You're right, I didn't.
Oh, my goodness. You thought you were getting off easy. Didn't you hear something about 200 signatures?
Oh, man, what fun. Reject the commissioner.
Don't ask any questions you don't wanna know.
Yeah, really.
That's right.
A lawyer's dictum there, isn't it? Don't ask any questions you don't know the answer to. Check your work there, Jim.
I heard her say something about 2, and I thought, well,
200, more or less. Yeah. We don't have an audience today. I guess people didn't want to watch this boring signature marathon.
Other than Tom.
Well, Tom,
Thanks for joining us.
Tom feels our pain, right?
He sat and watched us do this several times.
Yeah. I guess I was kind of surprised that you were here, since you can watch us on the screen. Oh, really? Wow.
Whose end is that on? With the county's IT. Does it just go out or something?
Ah, just like I saw the other day.
Huh.
I thought, man, Jennifer is really having a conversation over there in one spot. And it was puzzling.
Is that just in this room? That wasn't happening in 115 as much?
Yeah, in 115, we did it as a Zoom meeting, so
Oh,
I
that's
don't know
right,
how they
yeah.
set, I
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
know
this is
how they
different.
set this up. Yeah, we don't have any control of setting this up.
Oh, got it. This is YouTube, okay.
We will be most likely in room 115 for December 6th.
Will we?
Yes. I know that the Quorum Court is having a special personnel meeting, I think December the 1st,
Oh, uh-huh.
which makes me think that most likely they'll have a finance committee meeting on the 6th, which would be their regular date to have it. So we'll be in room 115 for county.
Okay.
If they're out of there. they
I
will be
talked
out
to
of there.
Kyle this morning
Mhm.
to make sure that they would be out of there.
So I'm thinking, do we need to send a thank you to the Quorum Court for giving us access to this room for this election? All the times that we were in. Did they Did they cancel, as I recall, I don't remember if it happened this year.
They had
Did
to
they
cancel.
cancel one?
They had to cancel one meeting. They had to cancel 2 meetings for us.
Okay.
And then they actually passed an ordinance back early
wow.
in the
Yeah,
year
right.
to move their meeting to an earlier week. So,
Good.
and I don't know if it's too late, but I also thought it might be appropriate too to ask the quorum court. I mean, yes, definitely send them a thank you for
Yeah.
letting us use this room, but also to ask the quorum court to maybe pass a resolution thanking our polling locations for allowing us access to their sites.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
Um,
I like that.
And not, so it's not just coming from the election commission, but the county is recognizing their contribution to the county in regards to voting.
Right,
So many sites, that led us there for 2 weeks.
right.
They, deal with the parking, they deal with the signs. They accommodate us on drop off
Right.
and pickup and, just giving, allowing us to have keys or codes to get into their buildings. It's a lot.
Right.
For a lot of these places to do, and just some type of recognition, I think, would
Yeah,
be great.
I'm just thinking we need to acknowledge the contribution that all of these different groups have made to let the election go on.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea on the resolution, Jennifer. Have we done that before?
We've not ever done that before. We've always sent thank you notes
Yeah.
from us to the sites, but I think a resolution, acknowledging it at
Right.
a meeting, stating that we're grateful, that the county is grateful for access to their sites.
Yeah, do you want to put together a resolution? Whatever you would want in,
Okay.
To thank them.
the whereas clauses, whatever, recognizing the contributions to an election made by each of the sites, we'd want to thank them.
And if we did it through if we're asking the quorum court to pass the resolution, we would need a sponsor,
Okay.
a JP who would be
Now,
willing to sponsor the
we would get
resolution.
this done this year with the JPs that are currently
I would like
on
to.
the-
I
Okay.
think I would just need to check with Brian. It's a resolution. I don't think it has to go through any other types
Oh,
of
right.
committees.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even know what type of committee
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
fall under.
Let's see, do they have a miscellaneous somewhere?
Yeah.
I think
So
you
I
put
don't
those
know.
there. Did you, or did you already
I
do
did
these?
not.
Oh,
I did not do these. No, these are blank, but these are ready to sign for you too. I'm gonna work on these.
okay.
Yeah, let's do a resolution, and I would, pass it. I don't know if the quorum court county government has any formal seals or fancy letterhead for resolution. A lot of state and federal offices do. I don't know if the county offices
Yeah, I don't
do or
know.
not. But if they do, and you could print it or have some formal stamp or print it on some nice paper and then
Right.
mail it to each of those
Right.
sites, that would be a nice touch, I think. Along with
I
the
agree.
thank you note.
Yeah, yeah. They need to be acknowledged.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
I'll see if I can get a sponsor.
Okay.
I'm gonna go home and put my hand to bed.
Put your hand to bed.
Yeah, just give it a little rest there. I think my handwriting teacher would not approve of some of these more current signatures. She had such beautiful handwriting. should have brought my stamp.
Yeah, you have one, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't use it very much anymore. I feel guilty when I use it.
Why? Like you should be doing the hard work?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, these are all signed by me.
Okay, I'm
You gotta
almost
need it.
finished. Well, here's the ones he did.
Okay, I'll do those.
Take those.
And we're all signing in blue ink too.
Isn't that the most kosher way to do it?
I think so.
I know that's what the people, when you're buying a house, they like to use.
Oh, is that right?
They used to say you sign in blue ink, so if you made a copy, you know,
You know
you
it's a
could
copy.
tell.
Yeah.
but
Oh,
copiers are so much better now.
right,
Sometimes it is difficult to tell the original
right,
from the
absolutely.
because of the quality of the
Yep.
copier.
Definitely, even with blue ink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're having fun out there. Sounds like
Okay.
party time. These are only missing your signature, Jim.
I'm sorry?
These are only missing your signature.
Oh. Got it.
So we have the information for the December 6th posted to our website, along
Oh,
with the
good.
sample ballot. I'll get voter view up this afternoon or Monday. And then the clerk has mailed out absentee ballots
Mhm.
to anyone that was eligible that had received an absentee ballot for the general election.
Okay.
So she's already got those out as well.
Do we
Um,
know how many she sent out?
She sent a little over 220, maybe 230 out, quite a few.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some of them she did notice because I gave her the list of absentees that were rejected.
mm-hmm,
Some of those names were on that rejected list, which means that they'll be getting a new
Mhm.
absentee ballot. So hopefully,
they'll
if they
figure it
got
out.
the letter and then they see this, that maybe
Yeah.
we won't have a duplicate of a mistake.
Oh, man.
Yeah, good. Or do we have any instant runoff ballots?
We do. We have several instant runoff ballots. I just have to go through those and sort out the Springdale and the Farmington ones. But we will have several of those as well.
Got it. Those were only the UCAPA
Mhm.
Yeah.
ballots,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
heard anything from the state in regards to like our particular county. So, no.
I suspect quite a few counties have runoffs.
They do. There's quite a few counties that have runoffs. A lot of them, like just small little municipal runoffs. So I don't think anybody has a countywide runoff. I know Benton County has several
Municipal
runoffs.
type.
Municipals.
Oh, yeah, they do, don't they?
And they have,
School board.
yeah, they've got school board too in Bentonville School District as well.
So next year is 2023. What elections are we gonna have next year?
So we'll definitely have an election in May. And next year will be the year for the only 4 election dates.
Yeah, okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
if there's going to be an election in February, we would have to have notification of that sometime late December. I've not heard from any cities.
Even
or
any rumblings?
entities, no. So it looks like the earliest will be an election in May for the school election. Filing will start for the 2024 election though in November, which means that next year, even though we're only gonna have probably just the one
Yeah.
election in May, I mean, there might be others, but we will need to go ahead and start making a plan for early vote and election day sites, I think in July, August of next year.
For
Just-
March 2024.
Yeah, because that
Gee.
time frame is so short.
Yeah,
Once we start getting into filing and everything.
I mean, can you contact our typical places and go ahead and get it on the calendar?
Yes, and in fact, some of our sites, like for instance, the Walton Arts Center, those sites have asked, like, how was the turnout?
Oh, good.
What did you think of using the site? But I do think, especially those sites, go ahead and if the commission wants to, use them again in 2024, I've already sent them these would be the dates.
oh, good.
And then the
Yeah.
commission will review, but that way they can go ahead and start thinking about their calendars for
Right.
that, especially even like the American Legion.
Sure.
I didn't realize how busy their site is for like weekend usage.
Oh, uh-huh.
During the week, it's a
Yeah.
little bit easier for us to get in there, but to go ahead and get on the calendars and then also to start exploring some other opportunities for us in Springdale in particular. Go back to the Jones Center to look at the Jones Center again. I also am understanding too that at some point the city of Springdale will have their city hall.
Oh, yeah.
It's being redone.
Right.
And my understanding is there will be a big, nice conference room inside their
Will
city
there?
hall. So maybe that's an opportunity for us as well. Just go ahead and start exploring those opportunities and get on people's calendars.
It might actually end up being a better place than the American Legion.
It might, yeah.
I mean, I don't know at this point, but
Yeah, and we can see what the construction
Yeah.
will be. Rise Physical Therapy, which is one of those
Oh, yeah.
great locations for us in Fayetteville. I also think the owner who owns that facility owns one in Springdale, which is in
It's
that
over.
Hobby Lobby.
yeah.
Yes, in that Hobby Lobby area there in Springdale. I think they own a facility there. So
Right.
I thought that might be worth looking at that.
Is the space configured like it is over
I
here?
don't know, but it's worth a visit to go there and, go back to the library. They'll have a new director of the Springdale
Right,
Library to see about actually having a room
Yeah.
and not just an open area. But to follow up with some different locations for us for 2024,
Good.
because I know we're gonna need them. Lincoln Community Center.
Yeah, so I missed that meeting. I was out of town.
Oh, yes.
What was the?
Are
yeah,
those
you need some?
finished? Yeah.
Yup. These are ready for you to
Thanks.
finalize.
Okay.
Yeah, what was the deal?
My understanding is that it's a historical building and
Yeah.
it's built with a well.
Oh.
Like there's a well it's inside somehow, and they think the well collapsed, causing a structural damage
Wow.
in the building. I know that the city most likely will try and get it fixed, but I don't know how quick of a fix that is.
They may not be able to, it
And they
being
may
that
not
old of
be
a
able
building.
to do it.
Yeah.
The Masonic Lodge was great for us as a one-time
Mm-hmm.
solution,
Uh-huh.
because they were ready for us. They had the dates and they accommodated us, and it was great. But for 2024, it would not be big
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
So we will need to go back to Lincoln and figure out a plan
Yeah.
for Lincoln in case
Yeah.
the community center is not available for us anymore. So,
Well, some good thoughts. I agree. Not too early to tell existing
Yeah,
sites that
for
we
sure.
want to keep them so they can get it on the books, and
Yeah.
not too early to start considering other
Yeah.
locations. I think it's great to be that proactive with it.
because they make their calendars, even
Mhm.
churches
Yeah.
make their calendars a year or so in advance.
Right.
And these are for me,
Those are for you.
set over here out of the way. All right, set them underneath these.
All right.
'Cause these are for you, right?
Okay. Once we get a set of these completed, I think maybe you get somebody to go through them to make sure we've
Yeah.
not missed a page. Because I don't want us to leave and then discover,
There's missing
Yeah.
signature on the page. We will, yeah. If you've got sets completed,
okay,
we'll pass them along and.
yeah, these are,
Yeah, 'cause my fingers separating these pages
it's a
can't be
little hard.
trusted.
Yeah, there's the first
Can't
one.
be trusted. And I know nobody wants me to lick them.
Oh, we could have brought that stuff up there.
That's
Cheaper.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change my name to Renee O. Or
I think
maybe,
I'm gonna change my name to X.
that's a good one.
Yeah, maybe I'll do triple X.
Well, you could make it X's, but that might not actually be a good idea.
Okay, think about in the future though, so you all have great signatures and know how to write in cursive. But like, I think of like my son, they don't
Yes.
teach cursive and like when you ask him to sign his name,
He
Yeah.
prints-
it's this weird combination of
Yeah.
printed letters
Yeah.
and some cursive
It breaks
letters.
my heart.
How long it would take them to sign things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, sure.
So-
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I think about the way they used to do all the flourishes in their handwriting, which obviously I don't do, but oh my goodness, the beauty of handwriting has been totally lost.
Calligraphy.
Four and A.
Oh, they're forward.
Oh, okay.
I mean, where do you use cursive in everyday life? Only,
Anymore. Yeah.
only when I'm writing a check out.
Yeah.
That's the only place that I use it.
How often do you write a
Just
check
based on
anymore?
habit, you know, when you're
Yeah,
writing it out.
that's true.
I don't know why, but I always do.
How often do you write a check?
More often than you
Do you?
Yeah.
See,
Some systems are not advanced enough.
Yeah. Actually, I think the only checks that I sign are paychecks for our business.
Mhm.
The,
Everything else I do online.
Yeah.
my background includes, having gone to engineering school and learning how to do drafting and,
Oh,
what they call lettering.
Uh,
It's not called
Yeah.
printing, it's called lettering.
and that's always real pretty.
Yeah,
mhm.
but I haven't done much of that, but I do print a lot because of my
Oh,
lettering background.
Yeah, I could see that.
Those three.
Yeah, I could see that.
I was doing that before AutoCAD.
Mhm.
Either way.
think schools will ever go back to handwriting?
No, never.
Really?
No, never.
Oh,
Never, never, ever.
breaks my heart. I mean, I always thought, when I taught my kids, it's a good mind-hand coordination study. And, I mean, I wasn't around in the days when they made you do loops forever and ever before you actually hand wrote, but
Huh.
I always thought my kids, there's a connection between your brain and your hand that it makes the handwriting a good exercise.
Yeah, I can see there being a connection there. Yeah, loops, I'm not familiar with that, so
That was before me.
that was.
They just would loop and loop and loop, or they make O after O after
Working
O.
at, cursive and handwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh.
Okay, these are,
Have you seen Here We Go Loop-de-Loop?
yeah, exactly.
Got it.
I appreciate you guys separating these forms when I do my signature last. It's easier to,
Oh, yeah, you like going last?
yeah, it's easier to get the pages apart.
I see.
They're not sticking together.
Yeah,
I see.
cities, didn't have candidates who ran for some of the municipal offices.
Oh, yeah?
So,
They didn't have anyone run.
Are they gonna
Elkins, I
appoint
think,
then?
I guess so, I don't know. Like
Wow.
Elkins, I think, had mayor and
Mm-hmm.
2 out of the city council seats run.
2 people ran.
2 out of the 4, I guess 2 out of the 4 seats had candidates.
So
So-
2 of 4 seats for the Elkins City Council didn't have a candidate. Have they always had 4 city council
Typically, yeah,
members? They just changed the at-large
yeah,
piece to ward.
yeah, but they still vote at large. They run by ward, but they vote at
yeah.
large. Or the candidates have to live in the ward, but everyone votes
How
for
many?
all of them.
What?
So the city of Fayetteville is the only city where you live in the ward,
Yeah.
and only the people in that ward
Get to
can
vote.
vote for
Okay.
you. Every other city that we have for Washington County, the candidates must live in the ward, but the cities elect at large.
Well, I knew it changed after the census.
Yeah.
That they had to create wards. I
But they-
just assumed that they were voting by ward.
No, only Fayetteville, city of Fayetteville
They
does.
vote at large.
Is that because of the size?
Yes, their city council can pass can
Okay.
pass an ordinance saying that you're gonna vote by ward,
Okay.
if they choose to, and then, but so for instance, like Springdale still votes at large for all of their ward positions.
So the Arkansas law that required them to vote by ward rather than, or to live in a ward, to have it broken out by ward rather than at large seats, didn't address,
Doesn't address the
Voting by
voting
ward.
aspect of it.
Oh, yeah.
seems like an oversight based on the goal of the law, right? I guess the candidates still have to live by ward, but if you're not voting by ward. Yeah, right. And I have.
So who appoints the other Elkins City Council people? The mayor?
I think the city council.
Oh,
will
the
vote on
council
it.
would.
Or
Who's
sometimes the
there?
seat, holds over too, if,
Oh,
so yeah.
interesting. I don't know. A little hard to operate when you've only got 2 of your 4.
And then there's a unique situation in Johnson. I'm not sure what they'll end up doing with that, but one of the candidates who filed to run for the seat was unopposed, but he has passed away.
Oh,
So that seat, as of January, it's vacant now,
It's
but as
vacant,
January
yeah.
1st, it'll be vacant again.
is that special election or appointment?
I think they'll appoint, I would think, but this is where the elections can only be held 4 times a year.
Oh,
becomes
right,
tricky,
yeah.
because technically, the seat doesn't become vacant until January 1st.
Right.
Which means that it's past the deadline to be able to hold a special election in February, so then you would have to wait until May to hold the special
Wow.
election.
So
But
if it
that's-
requires a special election, it'll be vacant
It would be May
for an
before,
additional quarter.
Wow.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think they can appoint someone, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So no rumblings, unlikely to have a February election.
I've not heard of any cities wanting any type of sales tax or bond issues or anything like that, and typically we would already start seeing
Oh,
that
uh-huh.
paperwork, or that would be on someone's agenda.
Yeah.
And since like those cities that didn't have anyone run, or like in Johnson's case where the individuals passed away, you can't declare a vacancy until January 1st, technically.
Well, Debbie, you better start watching the newspaper.
Right? be hell a year about.
Yeah,
A lot of them.
Yeah, that year for that Farmington
that was
Village.
crazy. Are we close? Jim, you got finished too early. I'm
did.
suspicious.
I don't know how you did.
Well, I'll tell you the story about the lady one time that had my driver's license in her hand. And she took my driver's license out. She looked at the signature on my credit card where I was paying for something. It was at a department store or something.
Uh-huh.
And she looked at my credit card signature and my driver's license signature, and they both looked the same to me. And she looked at me. She said, "Are you sure this is your signature?"
Mm.
So I think so. I just signed it right in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Well, I had to
fast.
do a double take on one of yours because it got smaller than the line, and I couldn't tell if it was Max's or yours.
There's no doubt about mine, right?
No.
I'm sorry.
It may be sloppy, but you know it's the same person.
Usually the first part of mine looks a lot like the next one,
Oh.
each one. It's kind of towards the end where it tails off.
Yes. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, is the line empty?
Yeah.
My L is always the same. That's about all you can make out, and I said, where's my L?
My mother had great handwriting. She probably went to a lot of that. doing
Yeah.
the loops and stuff.
Yeah. That used to be pretty standard.
She had a restaurant. She made her own menu. She made
Oh,
a different
wow.
dinner menu every night.
Oh, wow. That
She
always
did it with
amazes
carbon
me.
paper, and they were great.
Oh.
You know?
I've seen people do that on chalkboards.
Yes.
And it's so
Mhm.
amazing.
I've got one or two of her old menus. And
Oh, wow.
My brother can mimic any type of font.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so he
Wow.
he will make signs and he hand does
Oh,
every bit of it.
I love that.
And I'm just like, I don't even know. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. That's where I am. I'm like, I'm not doing any of that anymore.
Yep,
Actually,
yep.
my brother used to do a lot of lettering too, since high school, and he was talking about that the other night because he got to where he hated to do it because it was so intricate. But it was beautiful when he did it. He taught himself. He took 2 years of art class and taught himself because the teacher just said, "Wow, that's really cool." And that's it.
That was it.
Yeah. Never taught him a thing. All right. Last one. Yay.
It's the one you've been looking for. Isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully Lacey doesn't see any skips in mine from first to last. Okay, that's all the SIGs. I'll wait until they get finished there. Are you good? All right, let's do L&A.
Okay, so only one signature for one commissioner. So this is the certification for LNA for the runoff election, showing that we have voted a ballot for every precinct and that it counted correctly. So this is a much smaller one than what we've done in the past.
Super.
So it includes both the zero report and then the,
Okay. Ballots cast, yeah. You guys feel like you can rest for a while now?
yes. After today, yes, the runoff, we're pretty much finished with everything we need to do for the runoff,
Yeah,
with the exception of just small little things, and of course, waiting for the poll book data.
right.
So, yeah.
I'll let you guys take a look at that. And that is a much smaller runoff than it could have been.
Yeah, so just being the city of Springdale and city of Farmington, we could have had one in Westport, but he won by a little over 50%.
It was a squeaker, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate all of your hard work, all of y'all. Because this was only a rehearsal for 2024.
Boy. Yeah.
Look at that.
The one nice thing about 2024 is we will have a longer break between the two
Oh,
elections.
good point, yeah.
Because the first one will be in March, and then we'll have that
Yeah.
break in the middle, you know, to fully
Right.
re-prep and retrain poll workers and re-recruit poll workers. This election, we ended up that last week and a half, we had a ton of poll workers recruited, and we started getting those phone
Right.
calls of people getting sick and can't work, and we had two locations where, no, we had 3 locations where I had to replace supervisors.
Yeah.
Cane Hill, I had to borrow the assistant supervisor from Evansville. Nob Hill, she had an assistant supervisor, but she had never actually been a supervisor on her own. And that supervisor out at Nob Hill was so gracious that she checked in on her throughout the day, making sure that everything was going smoothly. And so she, you know, definitely went above and beyond to make sure that that new supervisor was good. And then I borrowed 2 assistant type supervisors from Central United Methodist. Barbara's crew is huge, and she trains her people well, and she teaches them all sorts of different things. And so I borrowed 2 people from her crew who went from Central, which is typically one of the busiest sites, to Sequoia, where they did over 1,800 people. So they were brand new supervisors for all practical purposes. They had been doing this for a while, but those 2 individuals, Debbie Tuttle and Carrie Wolf, out at Sequoia, did an amazing job of making sure Sequoia was up and running, because they were without their supervisors. And then also I stole Debbie from Ridgeview for our absentee canvassing, and she had one of her guys built in as a supervisor. So everybody pitched in where everybody needed to, but it was a busy election with some, you know, new supervisors at new places, and they all did great.
But good training helps when they are launched.
Yeah.
And that starts with you.
Yeah, I mean, and that's our goal, is always to provide them support. And so they were able to do it. But everybody, you know, I was calling supervisors, I need to borrow someone from you. Do you have someone? Can I, you know?
Oh, my.
And so
Yeah.
everybody pitched in, make sure everybody was up and going. So,
Well,
At every site, is there a supervisor and just one assistant supervisor?
so for instance, like at Sequoia, they have 3 supervisors. All 3 supervisors were out. So you know, and they're such a big site that unless you have someone on the team that is willing to step up, that's a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
And Barbara's team, you know, basically you could take a lot of Barbara's team out at Central and make any of them a supervisor at any location.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, I hate to do this to you, but can I have 2?
But I'm gonna do it because we need it.
Yeah, and we did.
Yeah.
We needed a strong support there for that. I mean, that Sequoia team is good. I mean, they're really, really good. And if they'd only lost one of their supervisors, or even 2 of their supervisors, we would have managed with just the Sequoia team. But when you have all 3 that are out, you're like, okay, you know, what can we do?
Yeah.
So
They all partied the night before together.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Or something.
Yep.
Okay, Other business? Gentlemen? Nothing?
Not that I have.
Let's see, do we have any other need to meet until election night?
Not unless something comes up.
'Kay.
But December 6th, we'll be in room 115.
We hope.
We hope. If not, Kyle is gonna have to find us a place.
Knock on wood.
So, yeah. But yeah, we should be in room 115.
Okay.
And with only 7 polling locations,
Right.
it'll be big enough for us. I think, and I'll let the commission know, depending on the number of absentee ballots that come back,
Yeah,
will determine what time the commission would need to be
Okay.
there. I would think 6:30 most likely.
right.
I'll let you know if it needs to be earlier, but I don't anticipate
Shouldn't
that
be
it
a
would be.
lot.
I wouldn't think so
Yeah.
either.
Yeah. Okay,
6:30 right now on the 6th.
on December
Yes.
the
Okay,
6th.
I'll put it on there.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all.
And you can have that.
Me.